welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
All right, it is Friday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Gonna be a big old weekend. Lots of fun stuff going on. Virginia is going to be doing Turtle Fest tomorrow.
Turtle Fest tomorrow.
Turtle.
Tonight, though, you know what I'm doing tonight? I'm going to Harborside up in Jupiter because Ted White, remember Ted White from
Love
Channel
Ted.
25?
Yep.
Love Ted. So his wife is just as good of a singer as he is. And she does the happy hour gig there at the hotel in Harborside.
Oh, wow. That's a nice place.
At the Wyndham Grand? Is that what it is?
Yeah, in the bar area?
Yep, right there in the bar area. She does happy hour singing, like lounge
Oh, that's
singing.
cool. That's a cool bar, too.
And he's going to come join her. I mean, you know, he is an amazing singer, too.
Yeah.
If they do a duet, I am here for it.
Oh, that's fun. I can just see you all drunk right now. Being, Ted, you're so good.
Ted, great. Sing me a song, Ted.
Sing How Deep Is It Alone?
Ted, you want to sing a song that's going to make you uncomfortable. Take your shirt off, Ted. Ted, you'd be better.
All right. I don't know if I would do that. You've gone too far, Ralston.
Oh, I've gone too far.
But here's the problem. We don't know if you won't do that either, though.
There are no guarantees in life.
No, there's not.
I don't think you'll do it either, but I don't know if you won't. I don't know you.
You might. Who knows?
You do know me, and that's the fun part. You know me, but you don't know me.
Yeah. Who
Unpredictability.
knows? Let me see some of the things that are going on this weekend, too. I'm hoping to check out the Lake Worth Street Painting Festival on Saturday. Love to do that. And then Matthews Brewing over there, it's not far at all. He's got bands and all that stuff, so he's going to have a big old shindig over there, so hopefully do that little combo. And then I hope to get out to the Astros-Nationals game. I want to see Travis Scott throwing out the first pitch. So I got big plans. Which will probably none of those will happen, but that's my initial thought for the weekend. I don't know how crowded it's going to be. It'll be interesting to see what he draws. You were asking earlier why Travis Scott's Cacti hard seltzer beverage, which now has the naming rights on the ballpark of the Palm Beaches, why they waited so long. And we got a message that had come in. I love when people are using that
Mic drop.
mic drop feature, yes.
It's
on the
perfect.
WRMF app because it does make it so easy to do. Yeah, Jeff had sent it in. He said it's because of the whole Astro World thing that had gone on.
Oh, so he was supposed to put out his seltzer a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how much it got derailed.
Wow.
Because, on the backs of people have died at your concert, and what role did you have to play in it?
You're a little busy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the best time to roll out a liquor.
No one wants to
Yeah.
drink your drink.
Uh-huh. So he had to kind of chill on that. So that didn't work out. So I get it, but thank you for that. That's a good thought, Jeff. Appreciate it. For everybody else using that mic drop feature.
Now that makes sense because he is very late to the seltzer game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You were talking earlier about Bartesian.
Oh, I love this Bartesian. I don't even have it set up yet, but I've been watching videos online.
Is it a marmalade?
It's a cocktail making robot.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bartesian.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to build a bar where my dining room is. We're going to build like a built-in wall bar, and the focal point of the whole entire bar is going to be this Bartesian.
Remember in Rocky 3, the beginning of Rocky 3, they had a robot that went around and served them drinks, but we're talking some mid-1980s bullshit robot.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the Martiki, or whatever it's called, being next-level robot awesomeness.
It doesn't move. It's stationary. But you can tell it any cocktail you want, and it will make a perfect cocktail for you, and you can watch it like do all the work. It's pretty cool.
Does it have a face?
No, it's just like a giant, huge, like machine.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
Imagine,
it
like-
on some cruise ships, I think, or at least something. I've seen robot bartenders on cruise ships. I don't know that the Bartesian's that fancy. And Janet sent an email saying, I'm surprised you were late to hop on the bus. It's kind of like a Keurig. You put a little pod in, and then you put your different types of liquor, and it makes the drink that you choose.
Okay, I had a whole different vision in my head. I thought it was a robot. Here's your drink.
Keurig
Opening
for
up,
booze.
pouring it for you now. Here you go, sir.
Oh, no, it's not a moving robot. Now,
Okay.
that's kind of out of my price range.
That's why I got so excited for it. To go, that's fucking badass.
No, it stays stationary. But it's still pretty darn cool.
Virginia's becoming a part of the robot agenda now. Look at her.
Well, I
Of
mean,
course, you brought in with alcohol. That's how they got her in.
they got me.
Well, we bitch and moan about technology until it suits us. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, that's great. Okay, I'm in.
I love robots.
I hate technology when I have to learn stuff, but technology for more cocktails? Yeah.
Hello.
Tell me that wouldn't be awesome if we got to the point where you did have a robot that could walk around and go, hey, Robbie Robot, can you please give me that beer? It opens up the beer for you. Here's
Boom.
your fresh beer, Kevin.
Yeah.
They've got those now. There's a chain of hotels, because I saw it when we were in Buffalo. It was some high-end hotel that had robot room service. So if you forgot your toothbrush and you called down for a toothbrush, this robot brings it up to you. Room service, robot brings it to your door. I mean, it was pretty cool.
It would walk up as a
yeah,
robot.
it rolls right up.
Now let me ask you this: what if somebody was all drunk and being all skeezy, and the robot comes up? Oh, thanks for the drink. Hey, do you mind, jerking me off a little bit? Is that now going to be a crime if the robot goes, I feel uncomfortable, and it walks back? Can you now go to jail for being #MeToo towards a robot?
I don't know. That's a great question.
You got nothing for that, Virginia?
I mean,
You see what I'm saying?
asking for a friend, or are you thinking about fucking a
No,
robot?
these are just the issues I can see that's going to happen when the robots that are realistic.
Well, robots have rights.
I'm telling you, it's going to get to that point, Virginia. It's going to get weird.
Put your penis on its arm and let's see what happens.
Well, imagine that. It's a robot, but it really comes off like a human. It goes, oh my gosh, Kevin, no, I don't.
There's no way. I would always be, I don't care how many years they're in, I'd be afraid of a malfunction. I think just rip my dick clean off.
And I know you wouldn't do that because you're not a skeezy person, but I'm just saying, that's what happens in the movie, the Harrison Ford one. When, oh gosh.
Harrison
The
Ford was
Fugitive?
Not The Fugitive. It's the I can't think of it. It's about robots. It's a Blade Runner. There is a scene where he is with the robot, but she's a robot, and he forces her to kind of do stuff. And I had to pause the movie and go, "Is this a thing people are calling out?" And it was a thing people were calling out. But he was forcing the robot to do stuff.
Whoa.
Did she look like a woman?
She looked looked.
Yeah.
Everything was. That's what makes it weird.
Yeah. So will robots have rights? Could you rape a robot in the future?
Or just do anything bad to a robot, especially if they go, I'm uncomfortable, Virginia. Stop this.
Do they have that ability?
They will have that ability.
Who knows where it's going to go? It's a
Please,
wild world we're
if you
in.
come to my house, don't rape my Bartesian. Please.
You're just trying to get a cock. I'd be like, you know what? Cancel that drink.
I don't want you putting
Yeah.
any kind of weird stuff
All right, guys, we're
in
going out
or
for the
on
night.
my Bartesian.
We're going out for the night. Jay, we just fucked the robot bartender. We got to go.
But I'm telling you, it's people already debating it. I've seen people argue about this exact issue right here.
You better not teabag my Bartesian. That's
I
all
will-
I got to say.
As soon as anything, even a robot goes, I'm uncomfortable, I go, oh, this is weird. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
I don't like it.
The robot was saying that?
Yeah, acting like a human.
Oh, man.
Well, there was that one.
That's still troubling,
It was
yeah.
the one robot that does look like a human, and they were doing a test with it, and it's not supposed to ever show anger. And all of a sudden, through one of the tests, it got mad really quick and showed an angry face. And it
Damn.
wasn't programmed to do that. It's a real
Okay.
thing.
It learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
It learned, and then it turned.
Wow. All right.
And then it ripped your dick off because it knew you were trying to hump it.
Well, don't be skeezy to those robots is the lesson.
Let me see another email here for Virginia. Shannon said, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I had taken my boys to the Monster Jam show in Tampa a couple weeks ago, and the only thing open was a Hooters. My youngest is 13. He had a great time. It was not uncomfortable or weird at all, but I did want to say one thing. Virginia, why wouldn't you send your chicken wings back to get them cooked? You said they were raw and bloody. I worked in a restaurant for many years, Cheesecake Factory. I would have never expected anyone to keep raw food. That is so odd to me. You're not complaining that the food tastes bad. Why would you pay for something that isn't cooked? She wants to know.
I'm just of the school that I never send anything back to the kitchen because I feel like, whatever's going on in that kitchen, and I don't know because I didn't go in there, but it's a vibe in there of we're not even cooking chicken right. And I already think that that's such a disgruntled and weird place that the staff is probably in. What are they going to do to my chicken when I send it back? Are they going to throw it on the floor and then put it on the plate? I got no interest in sending anything back to the kitchen like that. It's not how I've ever rolled.
I have a problem doing that too for whatever reason. I'm not a person that likes to send shit back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make a scene. Because, as soon as you start making a scene, that's when somebody goes, oh, that's Virginia from the KVJ show. That bitch. That's what's going to happen.
Sometimes that can happen, too.
It does. And I try to just be nice, tip everybody, smile, and get the fuck out. And I can go put the chicken in the air fryer at my house.
And sometimes somebody they'll fuck with your food because
they're mad that you complained and you sent it back.
That has to be a crime, and I'm curious if you caught somebody in the act. What would be the punishment for that? What is that, a misdemeanor? Is that a felony?
I think it depends on what it is, first of all. The time when someone fucked with my food, it kind of backfired on that son of a bitch because he put a big old thing of ice cream in my cheeseburger, and I'm eating it. All of a sudden, all this ice cream starts squirting out of my cheeseburger, and I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I kept eating it and go, son of a bitch, this tastes amazing. Thank you for doing this shit. Joke is on you.
I loved it, motherfucker.
I did. I loved it.
I just think that there's so many things that can go wrong after you send something back to the kitchen. And just it creates this whole new scenario that I have no control over, that I don't want to be a part of conflict.
Well, I have a lot of friends who are in the restaurant business, and they tell me some horror stories of rogue people who got either fired.
Okay.
Yes.
The one that seems to be a popular one is the ripping out of pubic hair and putting it in a sandwich. If somebody goes down that dark avenue.
And it's happened, and I just don't want it to happen to me. So when I'm there, I'm just trying to be all butterflies and rainbows and puppy dogs and unicorns and have a great time and then get the fuck out. I don't want to be the girl that sends stuff back to the kitchen and now the chef is motherfucking me under his breath. And it's a whole scenario that I'm not interested in being a part of.
I was at the original House of Pancakes, and I was having breakfast with my friends, and it was a whole entire family. They were the rudest. Everybody was mean to the wait staff to the point where people, we said something to the table saying, hey, you guys are awful. You're not at the Breakers. You're at fucking International House of Pancakes. The girl that was serving them was in the weeds. 9,000 tables.
And the girl that waited on us at Hooters was so lovely. She was so sweet. She was so kind and so awesome that I didn't want to throw shade on the whole experience because everybody had a great time. The only thing that was wrong was my chicken, and I'm a big girl. I can suck it up and go reheat my chicken.
But what if someone says, well, maybe they should know about the chicken because they're going to serve it to other people?
Well, maybe they should know, but it's not my job to insert myself in that whole situation and now be a part of their drama and their problems in the kitchen. I don't have time for their problems. I got my own problems.
Does the Mexican Queen send them back?
That's a good question. I doubt it. And what we did would depend on where she's set. And I don't think she's more of a fuck it, I'm never coming back kind of girl. She won't say anything and you'll just never see her. Like I said, there's so many. We have such a tight rotation, probably no more than 3 places because they do one little thing and they're dead to her. And it's like, gotta find a new place.
I ordered a pizza the other night from a place that I like. And within like the 3rd bite, there was a long hair cooked through the
Through
pizza.
the dough?
Through the dough. And it was at the beginning stages of eating the pizza. Do most people not eat that pizza? Because I couldn't finish it for what I just was so grossed out. It ruined my appetite. It was such a long, stringy hair. And I knew it wasn't mine because it was through the pizza. That's why.
Yeah, it's cooked into the dough.
Yeah. Do most people, they power through that or do most people punt on that?
Majority of people, I'd say about 70% quit.
Okay. Do you quit?
Probably.
Do you quit?
I think I would probably quit, but it depends on how hungry I am.
That
might
is-
pull the hair out and still serve that pizza to my kids, and they'll never know the difference.
You do get that mania when you're so hungry. You're like, I don't care. I'll eat that rhino's butthole.
Yeah, and you talk yourself into it. Well, maybe it was my hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You tell yourself all these lies that you know are not true.
Definitely.
Oh, it could have been mine.
I'll have Suits put up a poll. I am kind of curious if you were served raw chicken wings, would you send them back to the kitchen to have them cooked? Yes or no?
I think
many
most
people do
people
that?
Most people
would.
will.
Most people would. I have a policy. I don't get involved in creating that kind of drama.
I'm curious to see how many people would eat the pizza if there was a hair. Because I know some people that would call me a pussy. You go, dude, it's a hair. You just bought a pizza for $18. You're not going to eat it now?
People would tell you, dude, that ain't the only thing in your food. You have stuff in your food all the time and you eat it and you didn't know it, so it's no big deal.
And people always throw this in my face. Dude, you eat so much terrible shit on the air. Yeah, that's on the air. I don't want to be doing that. That's my gig. In my personal time, I don't want to eat fucking hair pizza.
I'm not doing nasty shots at home.
No, I want to enjoy my food when I'm getting down and comfortable.
Got an email from Corey. He said, yeah, sorry, I got to call out Denny's for his destruction of the word Parmesan. He was calling it Parmesan cheese.
He's doing that as a joke.
Yeah, he does it on purpose.
Okay.
And it's pretty funny.
Yeah, Mountaineer Michelle and I laughed for way too long about that. Yeah.
Parmesan.
Yeah, that sounds so nice. Got Abigail. She said, anytime I hear that Jelly Roll song, God, I need a favor, I make up my own lyrics. God, I need a liver. Yes. God, I need a liver. Don't you, though? Yeah. I got to tell you, that Jelly Roll, man, that guy's got a freaking hot hand.
He does.
You know, you guys probably only know that one song, but...
I need a
let me talk to you.
favor.
Yeah, he's got another song, "Save Me," that is big on country radio. And I was kind of scanning through some songs. I'm like, that's a good song. I'm like, he's got another banger out. I would say he's at least probably 4 really super solid songs deep now, and might be bigger than that. I'm not a massive Jelly Roll fan, but I am starting to notice. I'm like, I think that happens in country, where if you get a hot hand. I learned so much watching the Dave Grohl special he done with the Foo Fighters when they went to Nashville, and he broke down how Music City works, what a machine it is. And it's a town of songwriters, and they really hold all the power in the town, and they're kingmakers. And you got this conglomerate of the best songwriters, and they're like, no, they're writing out the hits, the bangers.
Wow.
And they're like, give it to them. They got the hot hand. And that's kind of it. How cool is that? If you've got the look, the style, the sound, whatever they want, they're just feeding you hit after hit after hit after hit. And you're like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're recording, touring, just making an ass ton of money. And I think he is that flavor right now. But this is what I think is interesting. There is a debate about the Beyonce thing, and I'm trying to narrow in on what the conversation is. And Jason said, look, this is what I dislike about the Beyonce song. And like I said, for me, the thing I love about Beyonce, I love diversity in country. And I think it's necessary and it's great. And there's some artists, Kane Brown, Breland, that are starting to come into country. And, okay, it's awesome because it should be that way. You know, because a lot of the country music stems from the South. There's a large black population. I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta, but I mean, it just makes sense. It should be happening. But the one thing that I think some people are worried about is losing the storytelling in country. Like the number one song right now, Luke Combs, Out Where the Wild Things Are. The song is a whole story about his older rebellious brother that goes out west on a motorcycle, and he just has that free spirit. He goes and sees him, tells the whole story. At the end, of course, his brother hits a guardrail and dies, and they bury him out where the wild things are.
Oh, damn.
It's country, Virginia. That's what you got to do.
Spoiler alert.
That's almost as deep and as hard-hitting as Don't Take the Girl by Tim McGraw. You heard that one before?
I have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know how that one ends.
I do.
Damn, don't take her away.
The story, though, right? You know, by the
is.
time you get through 3 minutes, you have a story that is going on there. And that's what some people are like, we like. That's what country is supposed to
But
do.
not every song is a story, though.
It's not.
That's kind of a...
And to be fair, there are a lot of songs that bro country, especially Florida Georgia line. A lot of people are calling that out, saying, what is the substance in this song? There's no story. It's like we're out playing, beer pong, and, it's bullshit. So that's why some of the old guard of country didn't like some of those songs, because like, this is just not what we are.
It ain't no Fancy by Reba.
Yeah, and you can argue there's a gazillion songs that tell stories, and Jason, he's one of those ones that said, this is the problem I have with the new Beyonce song is it's just you read the lyrics and it's like booty shaking. It's just a bunch of lines about lay your cards down, basically shake your ass, fancy car, drinking whiskey, but it's nothing, it's just a bunch of freaking lines.
And it's the media loves it because there's a racial element to it, and they're going to play that like a fiddle, and they're going to throw that in everyone's. It's going to get people fighting. It's going to be nothing but division to create the one color they care about, which is money, green.
Yeah. I think they do have a point in look.
I'm saying the music industry.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, the Beyonce thing's doing well. And will it change the genre, or will they get away from the storytelling and just go more like, hey, man, we're making money on just doing the kind of stuff that poppy shit's doing? I think that's where some people do have a bit of a concern.
But even that, though, is kind of like a media type of there's plenty of country songs in the last 25 years that have nothing to do with storytelling, but that's going to be the thing the media holds on to is the storytelling, and then we want this, and they're creating some narrative. The media is they create a narrative. Sometimes it's not necessarily true.
Well, I think the thing that would be great is if Beyonce could shut everybody up and come out with one of those songs. If you need a story, have a song that's got a story in it. It's got the heart and got all that kind of stuff. And be like, yeah, I can. I'm not just in it. Because some people think that it's a quick cash grab. She's jumping into it. She's going to do a little do-si-do real quick into country, prove that she can conquer it, crush it, and then do-si-do right out and be like, yeah, I made my money. I'm gone.
Well, she's from Texas. It's not like she's not legit.
I think it's a fit. Yeah, I think it is a fit.
She talked about how they grew up, and being in the country scene, wearing the boots and the hats and going to the rodeos and all that. Like,
yep.
I don't think country knows color.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and country always throws in an act. It's always been known to throw in an act that gets people, what's going on? What the hell? I can't believe. Again, Garth Brooks was not welcomed with open arms when he first got into country.
He wasn't.
With a lot of old school traditional people, they thought he was poppy. They thought he was cheese dick.
Yeah.
So
and for any of the Beyonce people that see that, look, country has always had hesitancy on welcoming new artists. That's not, regardless of color. Yeah, That's why I don't know that it's necessarily a color thing. I hope the discussion sticks to, all right, and so what? She may make, the country songs that don't have the greatest depth. There are still those country songs out there by artists of all colors.
Yeah, and I hope it stays that way too, but I'm just already reading stuff that it's not staying that way.
Yeah. So it's going to be an ongoing discussion. We'll see. Like I said, hopefully she can come out with a song that does have depth and shut everybody the hell up. Christy. Heard what Virginia's talking about with Rocco the other day. She had this nightmare about somebody victimizing her almost 9-year-old son in a public restroom. And she's like, nope, Rocco's going to be going with me into the women's restroom until he's 17 years old. Engineer Key said in the Navy, we did have a thing. If you had to kind of do that, you knock on the door and say, man on deck. Maybe that's something you could, take. But this
Man on deck sounds like you're about to shit your pants. Man on deck! I'm shitting my pants. Man on deck, move out
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, that sounds like you got some issues.
I bet you they get out the way.
You're right that way.
Yeah, time to clear out a bathroom and fast.
I'm about to blow.
Christy said, I can't really believe that the bathroom thing came up on your show because a situation happened to my husband a few weeks ago, and I wrote a Reddit thread, my first one ever, about it, and commenters agreed 100% that he needed to report it. Here's her report. It says, creepy enough to report. Am I overreacting? My husband was at a busy market at a work event. He went to the restroom, and there was a man in there. The man touched him as he passed by, but my husband thought he was reaching for something and thought nothing of it. There are some sinks, then a wall, followed by urinals. So my husband goes to the urinal, and when he finishes, he turns around, and this man is standing about 3 feet behind him, crouched down and shaking his head up and down like, oh, yeah. And my husband's like, what the fuck, man? And walks back past him, at which point the man grabs his arm and says, I could definitely take you.
What?
My husband ignores him and washes his hands. I've already told my husband this is the one time maybe hand washing wasn't necessary.
Right?
As he's drying his hands, the man grabs his bicep and says, you're built well, but I think I could take you. And my husband looks right at him and says, do we need to find the fuck out? At which point the man backs off and my husband left. The scenario has left me thinking for several days, and I can't shake it. My husband says that this was the strangest thing that ever happened to him, and he was really kind of shaken up by it. I told him the next day that he should have reported it. What if he had assaulted somebody else? What if our teenage son had gone in there, or somebody else's younger kid? What if somebody was assaulted later in the day by that man?
She's right.
My husband thinks I'm overreacting. I told him that the fact that the man watched him peeing and actually made a face and a yeah sound was already too far.
Before the touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Am I overreacting?
No, I don't think you are at all. You definitely go tell somebody about that guy. That guy needs to be detained, and the police need to talk to him.
That's without a doubt grounds to call the police on somebody. You can't touch people in a bathroom.
Amen.
You can't be. As soon as someone touches you, you have the right to call the cops.
And she's right. If you don't say anything, then you're just setting up the next victim. And what if that person is not as able to take care of themselves like your husband was?
I'll tell you what I do. If that motherfucker comes at me, I just start hissing at him. Just throwing it right back at him. So let's see how he likes that.
I love the hiss.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hissing is strong.
Hissing, if you're getting attacked, start hissing at somebody. It will throw off their balance. They don't know what to do. I'm not saying it's foolproof, and I'm not saying it's always going to work, but it might work more than you think.
Okay.
Hiss, but commit to the hissing.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you, Bird. This is interesting. Catherine had sent this in. Farms being destroyed by fire. Now, a lot of these stories, I never know, okay, how deep are we going into the conspiracy world? What's real? What's not? They just know what I don't. It's just stuff the mainstream media doesn't choose to report on. Is it fear mongering? Look, as a regular person just trying to live their life, how much does this affect mine? And is this something I should pay attention to or not? But she said, for real, this has been happening. Nobody's reporting on. Yes, it is one reason why food is so expensive, and it's mostly happening in the U.S. I did see, I think over the next year, they said beef is going to go up by 30%.
30%?
I think that's what it was, yeah. They were talking about how some things, because there are issues going on, and one of them might be this. Somebody posted this up, says, here we go again. Chicken farm in Texas with 12 million chickens destroyed by fire. Says over the past 2 years, somebody has destroyed hundreds of chicken, beef, egg, and dairy production facilities. I don't know who's doing it, but it is far from random. That's one reason why food is getting so much more expensive in the U.S. Is it big pharma wanting to make you sick from a nutrient-efficient diet? Is it some form of weird globalist climate people? Is it radical animal rights groups trying to force their cult diet on you? A foreign power seeking to cause disruption in the U.S.? Or maybe it's something else. All I can say is that it's happening right now, and it is kind of dangerous. What do you think it is? I have not heard of any other chicken farm fires or anything else. So that's the first that I've seen. So I don't know how prevalent it is.
If beef's going up 30%, now's a good time to go vegetarian.
Well, and that's why some people are saying, look at the agendas here. Have you seen the lab-grown meat stuff? They're trying to really push that, and they're saying, what would be a great way to drive people to lab-grown meat? Well, you can't get farm-raised meat.
Oh, even when
What's your option?
Remember we were talking about Beyond Burgers a lot for back in the day.
Yeah.
Even when we talked about that, people got bitchy. They're like, no, don't take away our meat. Shut the fuck up on this plant bullshit. People get very weird about this.
You know who they say is the largest? I don't know if this is true. This is what TikTok told me. So,
Oh, well, okay. Here
you know
we go.
who they say on TikTok is the largest owner of crops and agricultural farmland?
No, who?
Bill Gates.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And Virginia just got political.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but on TikTok they're saying that, and I don't know. It's a little sketch to me. I didn't think Bill Gates was a farmer.
Yeah.
Farmer Bill?
Well,
Farmer Gates?
I don't know if that's true or not, but TikTok said it, so I believe everything TikTok says.
well, I know he does own a lot. I'm not sure that he is the largest, and TikTok loves a headline like that.
What?
It grabbed me.
Yeah. He's amassed about 270,000 acres of farmland across the country, but that's still a relatively small slice of the nation's nearly 900 million total farm acres. And so, yeah, there's Bill Gates, you'll hear BlackRock, a lot of things like that. Somebody had said that BlackRock owns the majority of the country's 80 million single-family homes. So the Census Bureau shows that fewer than 20% of properties are rentals, and the vast majority of those are owned by individual investors, not BlackRock. So those are some of the names you often hear in the conspiracy theories that are thrown around. Also, the Chinese owning troubling swaths of American farmland, especially near some military facilities that we have, and then some instrumentation showing up on telephone poles around that area that could jam transmissions.
So basically what you're saying is we're sitting on a powder keg?
There's so much stuff that is swimming around right now. It's crazy and it is scary. I'm at the point where I have some concern. I'm not one of those people that completely freaks out, but yeah, there's a lot of things that are aligning that a slight escalation. It is a definite powder keg.
But here's my question, because I really don't know the answer. I like to listen to a lot of older radio broadcasts just from old kind of shows.
Yeah.
And they'll be talking about almost the same type of stuff, kind of what you're talking about. And this will be 15 years ago or even 20 years ago. And they're saying the same thing, going, I'm concerned about what's going on right now. It's basically, we're sitting on a powder keg. Are we always sitting on a powder keg, or does everyone just, no matter what, within your time period, always believe it's the most scariest, it's the worst time ever? Or is it there's some truth to that?
No, you have ebbs and flows. I mean, you look at the history of the world, and there's always been ebbs and flows. Our biggest disruption was World War II, and that's before any of our lifetimes. But there are some people that, know about it, and it's not so far out of the fact. And look, World War II, 50 to 85 million people died.
Yeah, I mean that's an example of that has that you are going through shit.
That's pretty significant, right? 50 to 85 million people dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a large
So if
number.
you did live during that time, yeah, you could say this is we're on a powder keg.
And so, yeah, some people are just
They
saying,
were on a powder keg.
how close are we to that? Because,
There you
World
go.
War I started with one singular shot,
Oh boy.
an assassination. And that's all it took was that one little thing, and I was a powder keg at the time.
I just saw a documentary on World War One, and
Yeah.
the way they opened it up was so good. I was thinking of both of you. I go, Kevin would love this. Virginia would hate it.
You gotta tell me what it is. I can't wait to watch it.
I would poke my eyes
Excited. I just
out.
got a history boner.
Oh, that sounds so terrible.
They really break down the World War One. Oh, reenactments, Kev, is great.
Yeah. So where we are in the sensitivity level, I would say we're yellow to orange. That's kind of my feeling of it.
And murder red is what we are trying to avoid.
Murder to red is all it takes is that one shot. an assassination or something along those lines, and we're going to have a majority of the powers of the world wrapped up battling each other.
Do you think that a person that's not a fan of America, you think they got the balls to do it, to really set that all in motion and take that shot?
I think people are trying it right now.
And throw everything into chaos?
Yeah, it's people are trying it right now. That is the goal of many people. But will they be successful? Hopefully not. It's just cooler heads have to prevail, you know?
I get that a small terrorist group could want to do that. I'm saying one of the big dogs. You think one of the big dogs got the balls to set it all in motion and get that World War III going?
Yes, I do. I think so. I think he's trying right now.
So it's a he, Virginia. Damn it.
No
Virginia,
one's
isn't
surprised.
It always? Isn't
no
it
one
always?
is surprised. It's got a dick.
Damn
Isn't
these
it
men.
always?
Dick with a dick.
Yep. Go figure, huh?
What did he do?
Yep. It's not really going to be cranking this weekend, but spring break officially starts tomorrow. The biggest things that you're going to see spring break wise, it's more middle of March is when it's going to be all freaking nuts.
When is Palm Beach County school spring break?
I'm not sure. Don't know offhand.
Because your wife's going to be off and your son's going to be off.
Yeah, and they're off on separate weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks a dong.
Taking any vacay?
I might during that. Yeah, just to do something. Maybe I try to. It's a good time to do that. You know, we've worked through the President's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and some of those. So I might, because you get to that point where you do this thing for about 2-3 months, you start to
If you don't take a small break, you're going to go mad.
start to run on fumes a little bit. So yeah, it looks
It looks like the week of the 18th.
yes,
Is
March
Palm
18th.
Beach County.
Uh-huh.
So the week before that is when Rocco is off, because that's Martin County is the week before.
Okay. Yeah, of course. They can't everybody get on the same freaking page here. We're trying to do a radio show together, and Virginia's got to send her kid all the way north.
And she's got Mardi Gras Part 2 coming up.
Grandma's turning 100.
That's what I knew there was something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be here. Grandma's turning 100.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Virginia. Gonna be out
I
again.
got a gallivant.
Yeah.
Y'all can come with me.
How long are you going for?
Just 2 days. I'll only be out 2 days for that.
A Thursday and a Friday?
Yeah. Her birthday is Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be gone Thursday and Friday.
Now, let's just, for giggles here, let's say I did go. What would that trip look like for a bird? Because we got to do family time, but Grandma's going to be in bed real early, so.
Yeah, we like to hang in Nashville. So we stay in Nashville. We party in Nashville. If you came with us, you probably you'd keep your hotel in Nashville, and we'd only go up to Bowling Green for like the birthday dinner itself on the night of the 14th of March.
At 100 years old, you probably only got what? And it's not a diss on Grandma, but probably no more than 4 hours of activity. And then you probably want to chill, right?
Yes, and you can't do anything like jump out and yell surprise.
I'm not. I can't
No,
go.
yeah.
I can't go. I talk loud. I talk with my
boy.
hands.
Oh,
I
boy,
spill
yeah.
shit.
If you
No-
karate chop my grandma,
I can't go. I can't go. Oh
Well,
my
you got to
gosh.
go a good bit from Nashville to get to where they are, right?
yeah, there's an hour north. That's it. It's just 1 hour north to Bowling Green. So we'll probably spend most of our time in Nashville and then just go up to Bowling Green to be with grandma.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about a Nashville trip. I don't know if it's going to be that quick, though.
I would have a tough time forgiving myself if I hit a glass and I can't even think about it.
You want to talk about Nashville, though, man. I sent this photo to my son and to the family yesterday. The top is Nashville in 2015, the skyline, and the bottom is Nashville now. You want to talk about a city that's popping?
I can't believe that street, that Broadway.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the growth and development, and just it is a totally different beast than 10
Yeah.
years ago.
That's a cool picture.
Yeah.
That could be framed.
Yeah, their downtown is really jamming, and Garth is going to reopen up his honky tonk, and
in 2 weeks.
Then you got Morgan Wallen's doing a 6-story honky tonk. Yeah, it's really kind of like country Vegas now.
It is.
Yeah, it's turned into, if you love bar hopping and all that stuff. So if you're doing the spring break stuff, Carrie was wanting to know what to do for her nephew who's a freshman in college coming to visit me March 1st through the 5th. He's bringing at least one of his friends, maybe two, and I'm a little bit of in a panic mode. I never had kids. Even though he's my nephew, I haven't been around him since he was growing up in New York. He goes to college in Pennsylvania. I just want to be cool, but at the same time, make sure that he and his friends are safe and make good decisions. Any advice on where I can take them for nightlife that you would recommend? I think she's in the
titty
Northwood
bar.
area.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I mean, the kids all love Clematis. They love the vibe. You got,
Pawn shop would be good because pawn shop
it's
is
now Clematis Social.
Yeah, Clematis
Clematis
social. Okay, yeah.
Social.
So that's 21 and under, I think.
And then you got Camelot. That's fun over there.
Is
I know.
that 21 and over though?
I don't know.
So he's 19. I think that's a 21 and over. I think the only place you can go is Clematis Social. Is the only bar that they'll be able to get in. I mean, you've got Bradley's, which you can go in there. That would probably be a good move because that's open and. I think you can go there and have a pretty good time. And once you're in, maybe you won't have any kind of hassles.
The whole street's going to be a vibe, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you'll be all right on that. And I don't know if they want to go to Fort Lauderdale or anything like that. That's a little bit of a haul. But they could take the Bright Line.
Yeah?
That might be something to throw them on that and let them go crazy. There is, if they do want to check out a club, Sway is pretty much where a lot of underage kids get in Fort Lauderdale.
Sway.
Yeah, that's the name of it. So go check it out. I think they like to swipe cell phones there, though, so be careful.
Oh, be careful. Every place you go is going to be very swipey.
It will.
At spring break.
Yeah, trust me. The thieves are they're licking their chops
salivating.
Right now. They can't wait.
Don't let your nephew be a victim. Have him keep his eyes and his wits about him.
That's what they say about spring break. While you're licking something else, the burglars are licking their chops to steal your shit. That's what they say.
Are you just making stuff up?
It's the end of the week.
It's the end of the show at the end of the week.
I knew that was
that's
going
oh my
somewhere.
God, baby. You just heard Bird run down out of battery.
Damn, you shut down the show.
I did us a favor.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to go and vote, too, for the KVJ draft. It's on Instagram and Facebook. Doing the best frozen foods. We'll have the announcement on that Monday at 7:35. Who put together the best team of 3? Let us know. Send us those emails, mail at kvjshow.com. And you'll have a kick-ass weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.